So this lab is setting up a private Kubernetes cluster. Okay, first we activate the Cloud Shell. So task 1, set up the region and zone. So first we will set the zone to the US Central C and we will create variable for the region and create variable for the zone. Moving on to task 2, create a private cluster. So we need to specify a CIDR range for the master. When you enable the IP alias, you let your Kubernetes engine automatically create the subnetwork for you. So run this to create a cluster first. Oh, okay, there's an error here. So let's start with set the project ID. Alright, done. Now back to set the region. Yep, it's working now. Now I will continue from the cluster that we have just stopped at and run this command. So I just marked my task completed. Meanwhile, I'm going to open another Cloud Shell and then list out all the subnet in the default network. Yeah, I think I need to set my project ID again. Yep, it's done. Continue listing the subnet. So in the output, find the name of the subnet that was automatically created, called GKE private. Yep, I think I found it. This is the one. Okay, so let me copy this, save it somewhere. Now get the information about the automatically created subnet, replacing the subnet name with your subnet by running the following command. So the output shows you the primary address range with the name of your GKE private cluster and the secondary range. In the output, you can see the one secondary range is for the ports and the other secondary range is for the services. Task 4, enable the master authorized network. Now let's create an instance. By the way, the private cluster is finally finished. So this is the one. And it's running. And looks like the instance is created. Check my progress. Yep. Now I'm going to get the external IP of the source instance. This is the one. Copy it, paste it in the notepad. So make sure you have replaced the IP address that you copy with a /32. So I can check my progress. Yep, completed. Now that you have access to the master from a range of external address, now you can install your Kubernetes so you can use it to get information about a cluster. Yep. And then enter for the phrase again. So you are inside your instance. And let's install the Kubernetes. And can configure the access to the Kubernetes cluster from the SS shell. Yes. Yep, there's an error, so I think I have to assign the zone. Yeah, I have already assigned the zone. And you also have to create a variable for the region, same as the task 1. And then create a variable for the zone, then only you run this command. To continue, so we will verify the cluster node do not have the external IP address. Yeah, it is all internal IP. And this is another command you can use to verify your nodes do not have external IP as well. You can close the SS shell by exit. Yep, we are back to our original cloud shell. Now it's time to do the cleanup task 5. So we're going to delete the cluster, and they ask yes. Okay, so this task 5 is also done. Task 6, we're going to go to the create a private cluster that uses a custom subnet. So we will create a subnetwork and the secondary ranges. So I can check my progress. Yep, it's completed. So we'll create a private cluster that uses the subnetwork. I get an error, so I'm going to try this way now. Looks like it's working. And I mark this task. Yes, finally it's completed. I think it's due to the disk size. So I'm going to retrieve the external address range for the source. Yeah, I got this IP here. You can also copy that and put it in a notepad somewhere. This IP is the same as the previous external IP I have. So I'm going to run the following command to authorize external IP address, replacing it. So make sure you replace this and then run. The reason that it failed is because the private cluster is still creating. You still see the private cluster is still creating, so you have to wait patiently. This step will take longer time. Yep, finally it's created. These are the information. Now back to my previous one. Yeah, that is already done. Check my progress. Yep, it's green. Good. At this point you have completed your lab. You can choose to end the lab or continue to explore further.